I am here with Aisha Allen, a great friend of mine and someone who is able to speak to the current situation with coronavirus from multiple different angles. Aisha is a captain in the Air Force, is a doctor, a CRNA, which is a nurse anesthetist. That is a hard
Good
word.
job.
That is a
I'm
hard word.
practicing.
Also a business owner, runs several businesses, social media guru, and lives. She's coming to us live from her tiny house in
Welcome.
Las Vegas right now, which is super rad on an Air Force base. Anyway, killing the game. So proud. Okay, Aisha, from a healthcare perspective, what
Right.
do you need to tell people right now? Catch us up. What's the current state? That's an airplane, by the way, people. She's on an Air Force. Absolutely.
1 second.
Yeah.
So there's a few major points that I want to touch on, especially bringing it to the community. There's a lot of things that we see in healthcare that the general public does not see.
Hmm.
One of them being that it is very, very serious. The people that are coming into the hospital are ending up pretty sick.
Okay.
One thing that I've seen in the media and from a lot of people around me is that the media is exaggerating. And unfortunately, they were not.
It does sometimes, right? But
Right. They
okay, so
do,
you're
but
saying on the front lines, you're seeing it. This is not an exaggeration. This is a serious condition. Okay.
and it hasn't hit me because I work on a base yet, but my network, as you said, is very vast. It's very different. I am connected to nurses that are outside of the base and doctors and intensivists, and what they are seeing is horrid. The patients come in just needing like oxygen and then end up needing a ventilator. And the main issue is not specifically the virus, because in America, we know how to treat these things. It's the fact that we don't have enough equipment for the amount of people that we're going to see in the hospitals. That is really the issue in China and Italy and all these other places. It's not so much the virus. For example, nurses, we're running out of masks, hand sanitizer. Healthcare providers are being
How are you
asked
running out of masks and hand sanitizers right now?
because people went and bought them all up to hoard them in their house, even though they're staying in their homes.
Perfect. Right.
Right. It makes a lot of sense. And then they're coming to the hospital and stealing from the hospitals. Right. And so it's like, what do you think is going to happen when you come to us and we don't have the proper equipment to take care of you?
That's crazy.
So we're battling that. We're battling the public not believing us and listening to the most trusted profession, which is nurses.
Nurses are the most trusted.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good to know. Go ahead.
So, every year usually.
I thought politicians, but anyway, go ahead. I thought.
And so there's that. And then also the public being, they're not false. It's not just old immunocompromised people that are getting sick. There are surgeons and doctors now that are sick and on ventilators, and healthy 20-somethings that were sick and now on ventilators.
Wow.
Yes, 80% of people generally do well and recover and have mild symptoms, but that's really not what we're afraid of. We are afraid of people like you and me who generally would not get sick. And so we feel fine and we go out and we live our daily life like nothing is wrong. And then we go pass it on and we touch things to where the next person after us may not be so lucky.
We could be a carrier without feeling anything.
A vector is what we call it. And
I don't want to be
a vector. No, you don't want to be a vector.
Don't be a vector, people.
You don't want to be a vector of COVID. You want to be a vector of light and love, but not COVID.
And happiness.
Yes.
Okay.
And happiness.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Vector of love, not COVID-19. Okay. That's a big takeaway right now.
Dropping
gems.
So there's that. And then what we want people to know as healthcare providers is that we're not worried about COVID so much as what happens when the hospital systems are overwhelmed. Okay. So when we don't social distance and we don't quarantine, isolate, whatever word that you want to use, we are carriers and we're going out to the general public and spreading this. And when we self-isolate and we stay home, we give the hospitals a chance to flatten the curve. I'm sure people have heard that before. So instead of sending a huge peak into the hospital of tons and tons of people unknowingly contracting corona, we are spreading out the peak, and so flattening it a little bit. to give
Okay.
the hospital systems a
So
chance
less
to manage.
influx at one time.
Right.
Got
So you're
it.
giving hospital systems a time to manage the amount of people that are coming in. Because frankly, compared to the amount of people that we have in this country and the people that are going to contract it, we do not have enough ICU beds and
Wow.
space. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Just
people are turning.
practical. Yeah.
Yep. We don't have it.
Yeah.
And so people are turning operating rooms into ICUs, which is that's my wheelhouse. That's where I work. And
Mm.
so it's imperative that we think of other people and not just ourselves.
Yeah.
And I think it also comes down to society. Our society in America is a little bit different. And we're not brought up to always think about our neighbors and the
Sure.
elderly.
Yeah. It's a very
And
individualistic place.
right. And
Yeah.
we sometimes don't even know our neighbors' names. And
Hmm.
so compared to Italy, where you see those videos of people, staying at home and singing and
Having rave parties from their balcony.
yeah,
That was my
yeah,
favorite one.
same. And you're just not going to see that here. And so people are getting confused as to why the NBA was closed and why the Las Vegas Strip is closed. It's
Right. Because of how it affects. Yeah. Yeah.
but if we didn't do that, do you think people would be staying home? No.
Right. Right. Oh, that's a fact.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you're also a social media guru consultant. You do a lot
Oh,
on.
wait,
Oh, what
ibuprofen.
else? Oh, okay.
No ibuprofen.
Oh, no ibuprofen. Why not?
Yes. Because there's some studies that show that ibuprofen is causing an issue with the respiratory system after you've been taking it and contract coronavirus. And
Wow.
yes, so because when you get it and you have mild symptoms, you take supportive measures. So you take ibuprofen for the body aches, and you rest, you drink hot fluids, and all of that type of stuff. And a lot of people reach for ibuprofen.
Sure.
So when they're studying these people who have coronavirus and then seeing what they took, ibuprofen possibly is a culprit. So
okay.
just want to put that out there.
Well, that's interesting because that's a common one. Okay.
Right.
So from a social media perspective, I know a lot of business owners that I'm talking to are having a hard time figuring out how to stay relevant and not be tone deaf to what's going on and just posting their regular content. What do you think, what advice would you give to social media people right now, or people that are posting on those mediums?
Mm-hmm. So first thing I would say is don't be paralyzed by what is happening right now. Make sure that you are still living, and not only just living in real life, but living through your business.
Mm-hmm.
So posting. However, you don't want to post as if nothing is happening right now. You need to post with the idea that people are going through a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
And what would they be partial and be willing to listen to and read and look at.
Yeah.
You don't want to play to the fear, because that just is bad. You don't want to play on people's fear and try to capitalize off of people's fear.
Right.
However, you do want to acknowledge where you and your business can help them. Mm-hmm. Can you take their mind off of what's going on? Can you bring a service to them? Mm-hmm. But you want to be honest. And the biggest and easiest way to do that, I think, is to put yourself in your viewers or your customers' shoes. If you were to post something and you read it, would this make you feel good inside, or would this make you feel like, oh, they're trying to capitalize on me, or they just want something from me? You don't want that. So stick to
which you never want to feel that way in
a
business anyway, but now it's extra sensitive. Yeah.
Right. You really want to meet people where they are on their level.
And that's a hard thing to navigate. So, we've done a lot of work together. My business amplification piece, it's really hard to figure out, okay, how do you, when you know you can help someone,
right,
and you know that you can help them navigate even some of these difficult waters, positioning it in a way that's not, hey, I just want to make money off of people. I genuinely want to help, but then also not feeling bad for charging for the value that you bring. And I think that's a difficult piece. What advice do you have on that?
I think that your customers should know you. And if they don't know you, this is a time for them to get to know you. Your customers should know that you are not a person that's going to capitalize on them. Right. So again, being personable, just being your most authentic personality. That's what is missing a lot of times in business right now. People have these robotic posts and these robotic
of what they think they're supposed to say, and
right. And really, people want to know who is behind the business. Are you guys feeling, are you guys being affected? Let that be known, share that. There's a lot of content that you could be creating right now to share with your group and your tribe and your people. So being aware of the words you say is important. However, being personable is even better. So if you are having a crappy day, you put that in there somehow, you know? Or if you're having a better day, things are looking up here at Nolia or
and you don't have to be afraid to share that either.
No. And I think in our culture, it has been, it's been weird, especially rather recently. You don't want to come off as if everything is perfect, because then you look a certain type of way and you don't want to be too happy. And we just got to get real, drop all of that, and share with one another.
So what are you doing in your businesses? Let's talk about, you have Uvia, the blue light lens glasses business. How are you adapting? Are you wearing something right now?
Always.
All right. So, I mean, obviously people are probably spending a lot more time behind screens right now, especially kids and that type of stuff. How are you adapting on that side?
Right. So us being a blue light glasses company catering towards healthcare providers, it's kind of a natural pivot to really focus on healthcare providers and being able to provide them with these glasses that, yes, we're going to be on computer screens and charting and emailing and all of that. However, with the shortage of healthcare or supplies like masks and shields, I'm also being like, okay, you guys can purchase these as well to add an extra layer of protection. It's true. It's very honest. And it's giving people a service for them, a safety service is kind of what I'm going for. And so that's the natural pivot. And then there's also, okay, well, your kids are home. It's natural that you're going to put a screen in front of them. I don't believe in shaming anybody for that. I don't have kids, and I look at, congratulations, good job, you're doing freaking awesome.
You made it through the day.
You made it through the day. And so putting a movie on, a YouTube video, whatever it is, an online school, protect your kids, because regardless of corona or not, these blue lights are harmful.
So how does it actually work, the blue light piece? What is it actually protecting you from? So help me understand the doctor side.
So screens, tablets, anything with a digital screen, really, they emit blue light, and different colors of light have different wavelengths and do different things. Some penetrate, some don't. And what this harmful blue light can do is cause issues with our eyes. It has been studied to also reduce the amount of serotonin that your body releases. And serotonin is what puts you to sleep and keeps you to sleep naturally. Serotonin, melatonin, kind of, And so what these glasses do is filter that blue light that comes from that away. And I don't know if you can really tell. Sometimes you can
there's
see
a little
like
bit of a
blue.
glare.
A little there. And so when you wear these, I wear them all the time now, obviously, as you can see, but people generally wear them when they're working on their computers a lot or at work, because the blue light can cause not only insomnia, but eye fatigue, blurry vision, and then long range down the road, like macular degeneration. It's just our eyes were not meant to be looking at screens. That's something that we built and we made. And so we developed blue light glasses to combat that, because we're always going to be on the tablets and the phones, and that's just the way it is. It's 2020.
Sure. Wow. Okay. Well, thanks for this really helpful update. Anything else you want to say? Anything else you want people to know before we wrap up?
Yeah, everyone just love on each other. Times like this, not everyone, a lot of people act out of fear and realize that the reactions and the things that you are seeing out of people may not be their true feelings. It may just be the climate. And so all you can do is just love and be positive and stay in your house.
Yes, stay in your house lovingly. That's
lovingly.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh, I love it. Thanks so much, Aisha. Thanks for making time.
Absolutely. All right. Bye.
Bye.